Hi, this is Zach the Ripper Does ASMR. And today, this is Zach the Ripper Does ASMR. I hope you enjoy this. Pound some Polar. Welcome back, everybody. Zach the Ripper Comics here with Zach the Ripper Reviews Monday Night Raw. And this is night 2 of the 2020 draft, and just like this past week for SmackDown, I will have a ticker on the bottom all video long, letting you know who got drafted, in what round, and to which show. We start things off with a war of words between the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre, Big Daddy Cool himself, and Randy Orton, the #1 contender who will get his championship opportunity at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell. They ended up brawling. Drew McIntyre, for some reason, on the night of a brand draft, wore a blue Drew McIntyre shirt, ripping it open. Hulk Hogan turned around on I-95 and made his way to the arena. These guys have great matches together. There's just something on the week-to-week television that feels forced when it comes to this storyline. The Queen, Stephanie McMahon, comes out along with her Slammy Award for Zach the Ripper Comics, her Streamy in the future maybe, who knows, to announce the first round of draft picks. And as I said, everything will be on the bottom right here. You're seeing it right now. I won't go over each time Stephanie comes out. Last week, Aleister Black challenged Kevin Owens to another match and said that it would be barbaric and there would be brutality. I was actually looking forward to that, and this week they gave us just a straight up no DQ match that saw Kevin Owens attempt to create a smoked Aleister Black using a table as fire chips, powerbombing Black through to get the victory. Miz TV with hosts John Morrison and The Miz, their guests Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, the big babyface tag team that's been developing over the past month. I've had nothing but great things to say about them, except their promo abilities, as we saw this week, aren't really up to par. And when you're in there against the likes of The Miz, he's going to get one over on you. He's going to bury you on the microphone every time. It's almost impossible to stand out against him on the microphone. Natalya and Lana interrupt. This is the tag team combination that's been feuding in and out, weaving in and out together over the past 4 weeks, and I've actually enjoyed it, minus Lana getting absolutely destroyed every week, but we will see more of that tonight as this is Project Destroy Lana Week 4. The ladies brawl, and it sets up a tag team match for later in the night. I'm actually completely okay with this. I was looking forward to the tag team match and hoping we got some new storyline development, which we did. Perhaps one of the worst segments on Raw history. I know I said it about the shark eating Tozawa. This is almost worse. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions were drafted to Monday Night Raw. The Monday Night Raw Tag Team Champions were drafted to SmackDown. I'm okay with that, but the fact that we had a backstage promo between the two teams where they literally hand each other their championships and exchange them just because the color of the leather strap. I understand they're switching shows. I think this is just entirely stupid. I honestly think that the tag team titles should be inter-promotional, inter-brand, and that there's one set of tag team champions just like the women's tag champs are. It was at the end of the segment that Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the heel team that no one gives a crap about, challenged the New Day, who I guess are now the Raw Tag Team Champions, to a match later in the evening. WWE has made it clear to us as the viewer since the pandemic began that all shows we're filming, minus NXT now, we're filming within the same vicinity. So the fact that anybody cares about which brand they're on or drafted to, and the fact that anybody like a Seth Rollins comes out and talks about his history on Monday Night Raw, it means nothing. We all know, the viewers know, the children know, the old people know, that it's all being filmed in the same exact building. So promos like this from Seth are a little ridiculous. Then you have Jeff Hardy, Mr. Charisma, come out on the microphone, give an awful promo, then brought out AJ Styles, who isn't bad on the microphone, still has opportunity. This turned into a three-way match between the three of them. I was a little bit surprised that this match took place right then and there, as I feel like this could be a pay-per-view match. Clearly, with everybody switching brands, that won't happen. So I was actually all for this match. we see the return of Elias as a heel again, bad guy again, attacking Jeff Hardy with the guitar. Same old shit, tired of it. Elias has done nothing since moving up to the main roster in 2017, 2018. 2 or 3 years now he's been in the exact same spot with the exact same look, doing the exact same thing. The women tag team match that we set up earlier in the night is up next as Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose again beat Natalya and Lana after again giving Lana that horrendous looking receipt right to the face and then executing a tag team maneuver in which Dana Brooke came off the top onto Lana with a splash. 1, 2, 3. They get the win. Really good match here. Lana was actually the best she's probably been in her limited wrestling capacity thus far. She cries after the match. Natalya berates her. It looks like we're looking at the breakup of these two women. Good old Ricochet's up next, and he says to the Hurt Business that he wants one more match with them, one final match, and if he cannot beat them, then he will join the Hurt Business. This was stupid on him for a multitude of reasons, as why would the Hurt Business even allow him in at this point, as he's a proven loser when it comes to his on-screen persona. That is the reason, that was the catalyst that Cedric Alexander left him to begin with to join the Hurt Business, is the fact that they were a bunch of losers. Now the Hurt Business, which is my favorite thing of Monday Night Raw, agrees to the match. I was expecting those who shall not be named to make an appearance, but they did not. Angel Garza up next against Andrade with Zelina Vega on commentary. Zelina Vega, the former manager of both men, she led Andrade to the NXT Championship a few years ago, brought Angel Garza in. They were a tag team. They broke up. She left. They got back together and were tremendously on the same page at the last pay-per-view. Unfortunately, they came up short when Angel Garza was injured and they had to end the match abruptly. For some reason, the fact that this hasn't even been mentioned on TV in the last 2-3 weeks, whatever it's been since the pay-per-view, and they're all of a sudden at odds fighting each other with Zelina on commentary, felt like we missed 2 to 3 weeks worth of television. Angel Garza gets the victory. 1, 2, 3, he leaves. Zelina Vega is actually consoling Andrade. Perhaps they're going to put these two back together. No, they aren't, because Zelina Vega gets drafted to SmackDown. As Zelina Vega is consoling Andrade, hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you. As Zelina Vega is consoling Andrade, the lights go out, and much to my pleasant surprise, lights come back on. Alexa Bliss is hanging upside down in the corner of the ring, laughing. I love this. This was fantastic. I knew what was coming, but I still enjoyed it as it came. The Fiend appears, and both The Fiend and Alexa Bliss grab Andrade and Zelina respectively to their genders and hit them with stereo Sister Abigails. This was a fantastic, cool moment, and the cameras purposely zoomed into people on the Thunderdome cheering, so it's clear the direction that they want you to feel, and they're going for The Fiend. For the Tag Team Championship match that was made earlier in the night, the New Day retained over Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. I honestly don't have much to say other than the fact that I really like this part of New Day's new tag team finisher. It's very old school, very cool. And then for the first time in his WWE career, Ricochet defeats Cedric Alexander by disqualification after doing the Eddie Guerrero gimmick of utilizing the chair, throwing it at Cedric. As the ref turns around, he sees Cedric at the chair. He thinks Ricochet was hit with the chair and disqualifies Cedric. Again, those who shall not be named did not show up to do anything regarding the Hurt Business after 2 months of having run-ins with them. Next up is the Women's Battle Royal, in which the winner becomes the #1 contender for Asuka's Raw Championship. I very much enjoyed this match. I liked the utilization of a certain other characters and storylines we saw earlier in the show. This is now the 3rd segment for Lana and Natalya, along with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. WWE have told us Nia Jax was out the majority of this year having to get double knee replacements, and it's for things like this. Her footing is not good, just like her speaking. As you can see in this picture, she's planted so deep and so tough, she's actually moving the mat forward. This is an easy way for her or anybody else in this match to absolutely tear a knee completely up. Everybody works together to eliminate Nia. Thank you very much. Now we see Nia for week 4 put Lana through a table. Lana, you should have never said anything about your husband, who's now on AEW's Laugh-a-thon television show. Still getting punished. Just stop. However, WWE, you do not have to physically torture another human being just because you did not like something they said or did. Discipline them, fire them. You don't need to physically force upon this torture. And I know that it'll come out, everybody agreed upon and everything was fine. But you're putting this woman through tables every week. She's getting her arms and legs completely torn up with submission holds. She's getting squashed from the top rope. When is enough enough? And the comeback will be this. Oh, well, Zach, as you saw on Monday night, Lana won the match. Lana won the match. She's getting a storyline. She's getting paid well. So if we ask her to go through a table, that's okay. And to end night 2 of the 2020 draft, we get another Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton brawl. We know where it's headed. They're brawling all over the building to tell us that when it comes to Hell in a Cell, when these two were locked in there together, no way out, there will be hell to pay. Now, for those that should not be named, Retribution. Last week, you had Mustafa Ali reveal himself to be the leader, which we called on Zack the Ripper Comics weeks ago. You advertised that he would be given the chance to speak, and nothing tonight. Oh, but there was a mention because Monday Night Raw, through Stephanie McMahon, drafted Retribution, the group that's been terrorizing the company, damaging company goods, who was for some reason given contracts 2 weeks ago, has now been drafted to a specific show. It's fucking stupid. Let's fucking pound some Polar. That's good stuff. Now we know that the Dean himself, Dean Douglas, had a little bit of technical issues. We weren't on the same page last week for SmackDown's review. However, I have it on good authority. Everything will be fine tonight. Dean, what did you think of tonight's show? Can't we get somebody to, like, come on. I need more Polar. Alright, so I'll just give you my review. Again, I'm going to give this show a solid C. A couple of cool things that took place, but most of the night felt like it really dragged, especially when one of the main stories isn't on the show, and the fact that Shane McMahon, the great Vince McMahon's son who started Raw Underground a few months ago, wasn't mentioned again, and Raw Underground was not mentioned again. I want to thank everybody that has pledged to Zack the Ripper Comics on Patreon. I very much appreciate it, and to show that appreciation, I set up a new merchandise service via your tier on Patreon, where every 3 months for continued pledge, you will get merchandise from me. And this is free of cost. It's included in your membership with Zack the Ripper Comics on Patreon. I want to thank everybody for liking the Facebook page, finding us on Instagram. Please like this YouTube video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as it goes a long, long way. We are on the road to 1,000. Until next time.